Welcome to week 12. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're working very hard. I'm very excited. Source summaries were just turned in. Your rough draft will be due next week. All right. So, again, rough drafts are really, really, really important. One, it shows me where you're at, and that's okay. I just need to know where you're at. Like, where do you need help? And then two, this is helping your peers know where they might need help too, right? So you're going to doing your peer reviews again. These peer reviews are going to be more in depth. They're going to be less, shiny, happy people and more of a, I have questions on this topic. And what if you included more on this? Or, right, we are going to be more guiding than complimenting. And I don't mean to say, this is terrible. I'm not saying say mean things. Absolutely encourage your peers. But I did notice in the narrative, and that was perfectly fine. And that's what we needed with the narratives, support, especially when we're sharing really personable things. It's like, please, don't destroy me. And we're like, no, you're doing good. Support. This is great. That I totally get. For the research report, though, your peers and you are going to need guidance. What more do I need to do here? As a peer, I'm like, what more do I need to put? Or how might I organize this better? Or what's another subtopic? Like, help me. And that's where you come in. You have the power. You absolutely have the power. As a peer, you're doing the same project, so you know exactly what I'm looking for, and you can be those eyes for your peers. I will not be looking at these papers. I'm going to be looking at them, but I'm not going to be giving my 2 cents. And that one of the reasons why is I notice oftentimes I'll put in my 2 cents, and then students won't listen to their peers. They just listen to me, and I'm like, but they matter. Your peers, their feedback matters. So I need you to pay attention to what your peers are saying, and if they're giving you suggestions, they're your audience. You're writing to them. You're not writing to me. You're writing to them. Okay, so I want, when you're doing your revisions, you're looking at what your peers are saying. As a peer, again, you're not giving all these compliments of, this was a fantastic paper and I loved it. You're going to be doing more than that because it's a rough draft. Your peers are like, I don't know, I need help. So you go in and go, this is what I saw and I liked, but I would also love to see if you put in this information, or I'm confused here, or I need more information because I just don't really understand where you're going with this, right? So you as a peer are guiding your peers. You're going to be guiding them on how to write their paper because they're writing it to you. You are the audience. It's not all about me. It's about everyone else within this classroom. So you're writing outward towards them, not just directly to me. So again, when I start giving my feedback, I just notice that students just listen to me. I'm like, I love that. Thank you for giving me more power than I feel I deserve. But you actually want to be listening to your peers. So that's just a big thing. I did see a lot of that in the narrative, but at the same time, I didn't see it in some places. So if your habit is to just listen to what I say, they're the ones who they have the time because they've got 5 paper versus me who's got 60 to 90. So listen to what your peers are saying because they have the time to go through and pick out things where they're like, what about this, what about that. As a peer, you're not editing and doing grammatical fixes. You can maybe go, this sentence doesn't make sense, which is totally fine. That's great because that sentence might matter to what's going on in the paper. But for the most part, I want you to cover more about the ideas, the organization, and the main point. So keep that in mind for next week. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I want it in your brain that it's coming up and you need to start working on it if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, I don't want to know. It stresses me out. Only because I want you to succeed. So you just have to kind of, keep the pace going. You got it. Okay. So what I want you to do really quick is go ahead and take the quiz on avoiding thesis. And then I'm going to cover it really quick. And then I'll be right back.